I am Lieutenant General Israr Ahmed Gumman, retired. And I got commissioned in 1971 from the Pakistan Military Academy, and we straightway went into war, 1971 war. And then through the military procedures, I rose to the rank of Lieutenant General. I was a very young second lieutenant, a very young boy, full of energies and initiative, and We were at Chamb in Kashmir. My regiment, 28th Cavalry, fought the Battle of Chamb. And we have the honor, the regiment has the honor to have captured Chamb. And the entire enclave today is part of Pakistan. It's the only place that we captured. In fact, we conquered, and we got absorbed into Azad Kashmir. Elsewhere, perhaps it was not on. Well, challenge is always there. Military challenge was that you are fighting a war on two fronts. In a bigger picture, there was a war going on in East Pakistan, and there is a war now which has started in West Pakistan. So the two forces are split. There's a void of about 1,000 miles. So it was very difficult to coordinate, control, and articulate those two wars, or two battles, or two theaters, I would say. But right here in West Pakistan, we were more cohesive, and I think the army did well. Well, here in our regiment, we were right on top of the situation. We were very motivated people, we were very thrilled, and of course we were really very focused to the mission that was given to the armored brigade that we were spearheading. So when you go into combat, you are really not in the picture what else is happening around. But of course, that was not a time of social media. So you only knew what was told to you, or after the war, you came to know what all has happened. We were compatible, I would say. Indians had an edge in the weapon systems. Our guns, tank guns were 100 millimeters, whereas some of the Indian tank regiments were equipped with 105 millimeter tank guns. Now, with a bigger caliber, you have greater penetration and a greater range. And secondly, most of the Indian regiments that we fought had night fighting capabilities. They had the infrared. We didn't have that. But it didn't matter. In real combat, I think it really not impacted. I think in West Pakistan, we were very well prepared. You see, we were very well prepared, and I would not hesitate to say that it is we who started the war. On the Western theatre, the war had already started in East Pakistan and in the Eastern theatre. But it was here that, our strategic concept was that defense of West Pakistan, or defense of Pakistan, lay in West Pakistan. See, that would mean the bulk of the army was here. Should East Pakistan be threatened, we will open our war front here from West Pakistan and threaten very sensitive Indian areas which are very close to the border. Well, that is a very it's a question which merits a lot of discussion. You see, well, that is a very it's a question which merits a lot of discussion. You see, well, at the end of the war, we had lost the war in East Pakistan. We had stalemated in West Pakistan for a variety of reasons. You see, and the impact was that there was a feeling of betrayal. You see that the bulk of the army had not gone into war, and the war ended in West Pakistan. So So I think thereafter it was very clear that the India is there to undo Pakistan, and therefore we have to prepare to fight India. India is a huge country with huge resources, with a very big army, and I think till very recently we had some sort of equilibrium in our defensive balance. So this was the impact that, look, you cannot lower your guards and you have to prepare to fight the Indians. And the beauty is that we in the Pakistan army, we are not really pushed. If told to go to war with India, which is a very, very big country, we would unhesitatingly go. Three types of leadership. The junior leadership, which are young lieutenants, captains, the company commanders who are rushing in, up to the battalion commander. Then there is a senior leadership, like people who are commanding brigades and divisions. And then there is a third tier, which is the general headquarters, which coordinate the entire battle. I think the junior leadership did very well. During 71 war, they excelled. At no point of time or in any operation, the junior leadership faltered. But I would not be able to say this about our senior leadership. But generally, they were really not very educated. Now the leadership of the Pak 71 war, and then say we have been in operational environments in tribal area on the Afghan border for 2 years. If you would call that, it was not a war in which we were physically engaged, but we were, quite. HIT is heavy industries tax, which is mandated to rebuild tanks, manufacture tanks, and tank guns, and the armored personal carriers, what we call them APCs. So during my tenure, of course, year 2001 and 2 was a very big challenge because the Indians had massed their troops on the border, and we had a large number of tanks which were being rebuilt, and so we worked round the clock, and I think we did a momentous job. And thereafter, your grandfather had joined, so he was the station commander there. And his contributions are enormous. His contributions are enormous in the sense that without him, there was a lot of administrative, responsibilities and functions. I was not really pushed. I had a tremendous team, and under the DE administration, the director administration and the station commander, they were almost independent doing things, and I was really focused in engineering or the factories. Then with your grandfather, we managed to create a university which is known as high-tech, heavy industries, textile education city. Now, this was a concept, to have education, one-stop education from nursery to PhD. And this is there for the last 15, 20 years. And all the trees that you would ever see in high-tech are planted by your